my coworker and jumped by 2 men and 3 girls. So let me tell you how it went. I'm at this job. I'm in a rural area in Alabama. I meet this guy. Long story short, they have a layoff. So supposedly he's not from there. I'm not from there. My uncle always told me before he died, never deal with the people from there. So this guy, my coworker, he calls and he says, "Hey, we're having game night, playing spades. You know, we're gonna be drinking. You should come over." So mind you, it was like middle of the day, summertime. My first mind said no, but I'm like, why not? He wanted me to come along, but something told me to take my roommate. So we leave. We're there. We walk in. It's a middle-aged couple at the time. And another guy, my coworker, me, my roommate. So we're playing spades. They have everything that I like there. They got the Bud Light line. They got the 3, the 1800, everything that I like to drink. So we're playing spades. Everything is cool. We're talking junk. Next thing I know, they say, "Hey, let's go outside and play in the garage so we can see some sun." I'm like, okay, cool. So we out there. Now we're drinking. We're playing cards. Me and my roommate, we're going against the older couple. We're smacking cards, talking junk. Next thing I know, my intuition says, "Get your stuff and leave." But I wait. I say about a minute later, a car pulls up. This girl jumps out. She's huge. She's not tall, but she's pretty wide. She's way bigger than me. And she jumps out and she says, "Yeah, bitch, I bench press 300. So I'm looking at my roommate because I'm like, what the heck? What is going on? Who's she talking to? Next thing I know, the lady that we're playing with, she proceeds to stand up with the beer bottle, and she got ready to hit me across my face. Now, I'm not paying attention because I'm so distracted by looking at the girl and what she's saying, but my roommate see it. So my roommate steps in the way. They hit her first. Next thing I know, they all bum rush us. They literally barricade us in the garage. They're beating us. The big girl I'm telling you about.
Wait a minute. Was it money involved? They was playing for some money. Somebody lost. What kind of shit was they talking? Was they talking big boy shit? Like, they said they was talking junk with each other. So, like, what did it get? They start talking about each other mamas? What happened here? What?
I can remember her taking my hair and wrapping it in her hands and just beating me. So the guys as well. They're not hitting me in my face, but the guys are body shots. And at the time, you know, that'd be me and my roommate. And by the grace of God, I brought my roommate with me because she was literally trying to shield me from getting beat. Then they started to say, this goes on for a while. Once it's over, they basically tell me that they're keeping me here. So I'm like, what is going on? Like, what's going on? Me and my roommate, we so confused. They tell my roommate she can go. But she's like, no, she's not staying here. She's not staying here because if I leave, I'm calling the police. So
Wait a minute. That's what she should have did. The roommate should have left. Oh, I can go? Okay. And call the police. I don't know why she stayed and not called the police.
They started telling me that I owe them money, but I'm confused because, like I said, I don't know these people. I'm not from here. It just didn't make sense. I didn't know these people. They didn't know me. I'm not even from here. And to reiterate on things that were said before, I said that my uncle always told me never to deal with the people in that place, and I didn't have any people from there. My uncle had moved to Alabama and bought land in Alabama. We still didn't have any family there, but my uncle had passed. But before he passed, he told me never deal with these people because they are very jealous people. And they do bad things with no cause. This is just what he told me. So it was my duty to listen, but I didn't. So once they let us go, after they beat us, I couldn't understand why this had happened. Now let's back up. 6 months prior, I had a friend there. A friend that told me that her family, they do taxes, and you can go here and get your taxes done. Mind you, these people knew that I wasn't from there and they knew I didn't have family there. So the guy that did my taxes, it was all set up to take all of my money and it was supposed to be nothing that I could do about it. And as they did that. So long story short, I got my roommate mom to pretend to be my mom so that she could go and get my money back for me that he had took from me. Because basically, when I went to see where my money went, it showed me exactly where it went, whose account it went into, and everything. So when she went up there, in my defense, I'm with her, and she's saying, this is my daughter's money. If you don't give her if you do not give her the money today, that's hers. I'm going to call the necessary people to get your business shut down and everything. So immediately he was very apologetic. We immediately go to the bank. As I said, he had my money deposited into his account, so he had to cut me a check. We had to get a check cut at the bank. So I get my money back. Now I'm moving on with life. I'm not even thinking about this.
No, I'm getting my money. You still going your ass to jail. But why they have to jump her though? Okay, let's listen though.
All of this happened because they had already planned to pay different people for whatever reason with my money. So when I took my money back, they had to let the people know where the money went for whatever scam he had going on. And now these people wanted whoever had the money, which was me, but it was really my money. So now that wasn't the last time I seen these people jumping on me. There were other occasions where this so-called friend that pointed me in that direction, that they basically knew that I was going to get jumped on several other occasions. I said in the last video, it just didn't make sense. I didn't know. All of this happened in a small town called Lincoln. And just to go over something in the last video, no, I did not play cards with the same guy that took my money. No. The guy that took my money had set up something with the guy that was my coworker. But my coworker was supposedly from another state. He was from Florida. But in actuality, he was from Alabama, pretending to be from Florida. And it was all a setup. I didn't even know that they knew each other. As I said, all of this happened in a small town called Lincoln. So let's fast forward. Now, I don't even hang in Lincoln. I actually have a place, but it's in another part, not Lincoln. So now I'm in Talladega, Alabama. So every time I go to the store, I say about 3 or 4 times I went to the store, I've run into this older guy, this older man. I mean, he could be about, I say like 60, maybe 50, 60 years old. And every time I see him at the store, he's saying, yeah, I'm going to get them girls to get you. I'm going to get them girls to get you. So I'm like, what are you talking about? At this point, after they jumped on me, now that was my cue to always carry. Now I ain't scared of nothing. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on, But I can't leave. It's not like I know people saying, why didn't you just leave? Because I moved. Because I actually took a chance and I moved somewhere else to make a life for myself because where I'm from is not a good place. So moving on. So now he's saying, yeah, I'm going to get them girls on you. So I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? So as he's saying this, another guy walks out the store. And he like, yeah, you need to pay my folks his money, pay my folks. So I'm like, who is your folks? And why y'all keep talking about some money? What are y'all talking about? That's when I find out they mentioned the guy's name who did my taxes. So I'm like, what? Like, now everything is starting to make sense. Basically, he did a scam. And he had these people involved, and somehow he was going to use some of my money to pay them, and now they're looking for me to pay them. But I'm not paying you because I have nothing to do with whatever y'all had going on. Like, I don't know you, you don't know me, so whatever he told you, that's really between you and him. But these people are not like normal people, I'm going to say that, in this small town. They're not normal, so they're not trying to hear none of that. Only thing they see is that, hey, I see you. I know you got a lot of money. They knew that my uncle had a lot of money before he passed, and they wanted the money. So it's basically me. And now every time I go somewhere, I just got to make sure that I got my protection and I'm good. Because I can't leave. I can't move. Like my lease, I got a lease and everything. So let's fast forward. My friend, the one that pointed me in the direction to go to her family to even get my taxes done. I don't even know that she's involved with this at the time. I don't know this because, like I said, this is a small town. I'm in a whole nother town. I don't even know at the time that all of these towns are connected and all of these people are related. I don't know this because I'm not from there. So the friend tells me, hey, they're doing a video shoot. You should come through, Everybody's going to be in the video. It's going to be food. It's going to be drinks. So as I said, that was how I got set up before. Now I'm on alert. Like, you know, even though I don't know that my friend has anything to do with it, I'm just on alert now because I got jumped from if anybody tells me come somewhere and we're drinking. So I don't come alone. I don't come alone. I have my friend, one of my friends that I met. She's actually from California, but she was new there. So me and her, we were cool. I have another friend that I was friends with from the military. But she actually lived in another small town around there. So we got together and we were all hanging out. So I'm like, hey, you know, my friend said there's a video shoot. Y'all want to ride with me? They like, yeah, let's go. You know, because I've learned now. I'm not going anywhere by myself. And I'm ready. So we get to the video shoot. I can kind of tell when I pulled up, the energy is like something is saying, don't get out the car. And by this point, I listen to my intuition and I don't trust nothing. So I'm sitting in the car. So my friend from Cali, I'm going to say Cali and the girl from the military. So they like ready to party. Like, what's up? Come on, let's get out. Let's get out. Let's get in the car. Let's go party. I'm like, hold up, wait. Now we done met up with my friend, the one that invited me here. So she's telling me, yeah, come on, y'all, get out the car. They doing the video shoot over there. Woo, woo, woo. Now I see the older guy. The older guy that keeps stopping me at the store, talking about he's going to get some girls on me. I see him. Not only do I see him, the girl from Cali says, hey, she calls my name. Who is that right there? Keep pointing at you. So I'm like, who? It's the guy I'm looking at. I already got eyes on him. So she's like, what he pointing at you for? Now, Cali, the girl from Cali, they had jumped on her. But the difference was she hurt a couple people, right? And they ended up having to go, you know, a lot of things happened behind that. But aside, that's her story to tell. But so she wasn't afraid and she knew what these people were about. So she was ready and she knew that I was a good person. So she was ready to defend me. But I'm thinking at this point, no, we're not going to, you know, battle because it's too many of them. It's not enough of us. We're just going to leave if that's the issue and what's going on. So now that I got eyes on him, I see him walking closer to my car saying, that's that bitch. Pointing at me. That's that bitch right there. Yeah, I'm about to call these females up here. The females are basically already here. So as he's pointing at me, now he's pointing behind my car because they're coming in by the carloads. I mean, it's 3, 4, 5 cars. They're coming in by the carloads and they're coming towards us. So I tell my homegirl, say, hey, get in the car. Now my homegirl at the car, the one that invited me, she's there like, man, what's up? What's up? I immediately pull off on her. No explanation. Bag up. At this point, I don't trust nobody. Now I'm out of here. So now my homegirl from Cali, she's basically breaking it down like, hey, they was finna set you up. Like, they was about to set you up. So I'm like, whoa, you know. Now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, yeah, it kind of seemed like that. But I don't want to think like this about my friend because, like I said, my friend ain't never showed me no type of, you know, none of that. But at this point, it's just it's all coming together. So basically, we leave. We get out of there. Basically, I ended up just, if only you knew. Just imagine a whole field. We're in the country. It's a whole field of grass and a bunch of people about to have a video shoot. I mean, a lot of people in cars coming towards me. I take off. At this point, I don't care who's in the way. Anybody can get it. Ain't no kids out here. That's all I know. It's all grown people, so I'm not worried about who I hit. So I scare out the way. I'm out. So as I said, my friend, now that I think about it, my friend, she never called to say, hey, you know, dang, you left so fast. She never said anything. All she was saying was, oh, where y'all going? You know, when I got ready to pull off. Now let's fast forward. Okay, so months has passed by. And at this point, I'm like, I need to get out of this area, period. Like, they got a lot going on. Just let me get out of the way. So I moved. I moved to Birmingham. Okay, but I ended up coming back down because, as I said, my uncle had land down in that area. So a couple years later, I come down and I actually go and see somebody that, you know, I used to know down there, basically. A guy I used to date. I'm going to say that. So I go and I see him, but it's nothing like that. I'm just actually seeing him because it's been years since I've seen him. Also, he helped me to not get prison time. I'll say that but that's another story to tell. So I go and see him. I have a lot of respect for him. I go and see him. We're sitting, we're talking, and basically, there's a knock on the door. So I tell him, I said, hey, whoever it is, don't tell nobody that I'm here. And one thing I knew about this town is that if you are a new person, they can't wait to tell somebody, hey, I got the new girl here, because everybody knows you if you're new. When you come to a small town, you're a hot commodity. So not only that, they hated me too. They loved me and some of them hated me. So he like, all right, cool. So I go in the other room. But something tells me, no, I go to the bathroom. But something tells me to listen, to see what he's saying. Because, I just feel like he's going to say that you're in here. So I listen. He think I'm using the bathroom. I'm listening. He not only tells him that, yeah, I got this chick over here, woo, woo, woo. The guy like, oh, who you got in there? Let me see. Is she bad? He like, yeah, she real bad. He pulled my picture up on Facebook. I hear it. And he like, this? So I'm peeking around the corner. It's that guy, the older guy. The same guy that I keep seeing at the store. He says again, that's that bitch. That's that bitch right there. I'm finna call some females over here. Mind you, I'm in the country. I'm parked in his house, and where his house is, the houses are very close together. It's not a big backyard. It's kind of hard to get out. It's real muddy. I had a Charger at the time. At this point, I'm blocked in because now I'm looking. I'm trying to figure out how am I about to get out of here. My car is blocked in by the older guy. So he on the phone.
Hey, I would have had a full-blown police investigation going on around this motherfucker. Everybody going to jail. How about that?
I'm in the house. I'm in here. I'm stuck. I see the old man. He don't see me, though. So now I got to figure out, how am I going to get out? I got to get out of here. I'm in the bathroom. The window is stuck. I don't know if it's painted shut. It's stuck. So now I'm trying to go through this house. And like I said, this is my first time in his house. Even living in this location, it's been years since I've seen him. So I don't know my way around this house. So now I go to another room. I see a window, but my intuition says, find the back door. So I scrambled through the house because, like I said, I only know one way I came in, and they are in the living room. So once I finally find the back door. But I don't know if y'all remember these old TVs. It was like a floor model TV, but they were really, really heavy, like the first TV ever built. They were really, really heavy. So he had one of those and like one of those big, huge speakers on top of it. Plus, it's a plank on the door. Because in Alabama, it's like in the country, a lot of those houses, it's weird. So they don't want anybody coming and kicking in their back door. So he had one of those. So long story short, I got to try to lift this plank and move this big heavy TV with this big speaker on top. So as I do this, I find the strength of 10 men and lift this up and move this just a little bit so I can kind of squeeze my body out to get out the back door. But by this time, they hear me. So I can hear the older guy say, what you doing back there, cuz? What's up? What you doing back there? So by this time, my adrenaline is rushing even more to just, I don't feel no pain. I just squeeze through this little crack, squeeze through between the door and the TV, squeezed through the door, got out. Now, by this point, I'm in the backyard. Now, in Alabama, in some places, the mud is kind of like quicksand. So I'm stumbling through the mud. Like I said, there's a lot of mud. Now I got to get to my car. Once I get to my car, I see he's parked behind me. He's in a truck. I'm in a Charger. So I can't just bag up and move his truck out of the way. Plus, there's a dog back here. I got to get out of the way and not hit this dog as well. So I get in my car. By this point, I'm rolling. Mud is kicking up everywhere. At this point, I done got stuck. Once I got in the backyard, I done got stuck a little bit. Like I said, it's not a lot of space. So once I get stuck in the mud, now I'm bagging up. I'm just like, oh my God, what am I about to do? So by this point, it's like, I don't know. It's like God just give me a little push. I get a little push, and all of a sudden, I kind of avoid the dog, but scurry around, still sliding in the mud, but kind of make it on the side of the house. Now, when I go on the side of the house, I can see from the street, it's street lights. Not the street lights, but lights from a car, meaning that there's a car parked in the front yard. Now, I got to get up this small tiny little hill to make it to the front to get out. And how it is, it's a huge ditch that goes way down, like maybe 10 feet down, right? But there's gravel to where you can get in as far as a driveway. This is how it is in the country. So you got to make sure that you don't hit this ditch and the car doesn't go face down like this. By this point, I'm on the side of the house. Now I got to give it all I got. I'm spinning. Back up. Spent off again. By this point, I can hear them because I want to hear if they're coming. I done cracked my window a little bit. I want to hear if they're coming around the house to me. I can hear them saying something. I don't know what. By this point, it's like I get another little push. The car just go. It just go. So by this point, I hit to the left because they all parked stupid. They're all parked to the right, even though the road is like so small, only big enough for really one car to get through at a time, unless one car pulls over. I go to the left, so I'm out of Dodge. Now I get out. But see, I sped the story up when I said I moved to Birmingham. Now remind you, I was in Talladega. So I ended up, when I left Talladega, I got an apartment in Pell City. Now that I'm in Pell City, I got a brand new job. Pell City is where a lot of people live. So I just knew they wouldn't come that way. You know, it was a whole different, it was like Pell City was more kind of city-like, but it was still country. But they did have businesses and stuff like that there. So now I'm here, I'm thinking I'm safe. I haven't heard from these people in a while. I got a new job, everything's good. I decided to take my brothers to the beach. So we all go to the beach, me and my brothers, my roommate. We all go to the beach. We get back from the beach. So I decided to go. My brothers, they laying out in the living room. They cooling, you know. I decided, I'm about to go in here and take me a nap. Go in my room. Now, where my room was, the front door was straight ahead. So all I had to do was kind of look out of my bed a little bit, and I can see my front door. Also, where I live now, nobody knows where I live other than me and my roommate. So we're not getting any knocks on the doors like that. If we are, it's something we know that somebody's not, who is it? Anybody would call first. So as I said, I done laid down in the bed. Now all of a sudden it's and it's very aggressive. So I'm like, hold up. Immediately I jump up. As I said, I carry now. Now I jump up, but I know my brother, they carry too. So by this point, my brother, he already kind of know what's going on, but like I said, I never want to get my brothers involved because I just know how things are going to happen, right? So basically, by this point, I grab my protection and I get ready to go immediately towards the door. By this time, my brother's already, who the is that knocking like that? So as soon as he on the door, she screamed, where that bitch at? By this time, my brother, I already see he got on her. By this time, I done ran to the door. So I'm like, oh, bitch, ain't none of that. The people that she's in the car with, how I know these were her people, they immediately, you can just hear the tires just screaming as they pull off and leave her. So by this point, I'm saying my piece, hey, bitch, don't never show up around here. I don't know what you thought this was, but don't pull up here. So now my brother letting it be known, like, yeah, bitch, we here. We live here. We live here now. Like, let them know. Anytime y'all show up, we gonna be here. So by the time they leave, now my brother, he like says, hey, what's going on? Like, this too much. You got to leave. Then I moved to Birmingham. But as soon as I moved to Birmingham, like I said, now I'm 22 years old. Okay, so a lot of mistakes that I made, I had to grow. I didn't know any better. I moved. I had money, so I moved to make a better life for myself. I know a lot of people say, well, why didn't you go to the IRS? Why didn't you go to them? Because we didn't believe in using middlemen where I'm from. And some people say, well, why didn't you go to a professional tax service? Because in the country, it's not like that. In the country, there's so many black people that own their own tax services that's what we do. We go there. We don't do that. And no disrespect, but it's different from the city and the country. I lived in both, so I know. There's no big professional tax services in the country. You're going to find a lot of, like I said, black-owned businesses. And that's just what it is, but I didn't know all of that was going to go on. No, I did not call the police because I had called the police when something happened to me prior there, and the police took me to jail. And how it works there, if you go to jail, they have no bail bond. It's called a cash bond. So anytime a person...
Yo, I was wondering why she wouldn't call the police. And there we go. We got the answer.
Goes to jail, you're paying anywhere from $2,000 at the minimum or more to get out. And that's just the way it goes in a small town. So no, nobody's calling the police to handle anything they got going on. We don't believe in doing that. We believe in handling ourselves, and I believe in karma. And as I said, these people got some of the worst karma that you could ever imagine, because years later, and once I left there, I moved to Birmingham. Now, once I moved to Birmingham and I've let all of this go, now all of a sudden, what do I see around Christmas time? I'm in Mississippi chilling with my family. But I get a call telling me to look at something. Basically, their house had burned down. The day before Christmas, the house burned down. They lost everything. So I really don't believe in getting people back. I know a lot of people say, well, just get back. I believe in letting the universe work for me. And like I said, the things that they went through, and a lot of them are still going through things they could never, I could have never handled it the way that they did. Like, these people were homeless and everything for a long time and went through a lot. And if you see them now, they do not look the same. Now, fast forward, I moved to Birmingham. But once I moved to Birmingham, I immediately meet this guy who falls in love with me from the first day he seen me. And I needed a place to stay. I had money, but I was living in a hotel. I was living in a hotel paying $100 a night. This guy, he was very, very nice looking. He had his own place. He had his own car. And as a matter of fact, he pointed me in a direction to get me a very good job, making $25 an hour. So he says, hey, you can come and live with me. You can live with me. You don't have to go and spend all this money on a hotel. I'm like, okay, cool. He ends up getting shot in the head. So all while I'm there, I knew something was going on. And I kept saying, if you got something going on, let me know, because I'm letting you know that if somebody come here looking for you, the only person that's going to be left standing is going to be me. So you need to let me know whatever it is that you got going on. But he kept saying,
all right. Yeah, I got my answer about the police situation. You know what I'm saying? But, as far as the karma and all that, the people wouldn't have been homeless fucking with me. People would have been in jail. They would have had somewhere to stay. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know how they do it in the country or whatever the case is and where she from, because like she said, she had a bad experience. They took her ass to jail. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know what that was about, but it's a clean slate over here. I ain't got nothing, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a criminal or nothing like that. I'm calling the police on your stupid ass and I'm getting your stupid ass locked up. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with me. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments below. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all don't know how much I appreciate y'all. And continue to rock with me, man. We got a lot of things in store. We got a lot more things coming to the channel. And it's about to be lit, all right? I'm even thinking about launching something, but I don't know how y'all gonna take it, though. You know what I'm saying? We gonna see, though. But follow both Storytime channels. We Still Hustle Daily and We Still Hustle Daily 2. You feel me? And y'all can follow my main channel, too. We Hustle Daily. You feel me? That's where it all started. And, yeah, appreciate y'all, man. Boy, Ray, big play. I'm out of here. Peace.